Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Elise here of Plan with Elise, and today's video is my May reading journal update. This is the second year of a monthly collab with my good friend Jess over at Knit Plan Jess, where we share with you what we read during the month and how we are tracking it in our planners. I will have a link to Jess's playlist below, so make sure to check out her channel and subscribe while you are there because Jess has so much great content for you. Okay, this is probably one of my most blah months in terms of reading. My goal, well, I'll get to the goal in a minute. So ignore June. Today's June 5th when I'm filming this, and I will have read for more than an hour. I didn't read it all the first 4 days of June, but I started a book on my lunch break today. I'll share more with you on Instagram or in my June recap video, but I'm loving the book and I know it's going to be more than an hour. So May, I did okay, and then I just dropped off. Reading is usually something that's really relaxing to me and a great way for me to chill out after a stressful work day, but May was so stressful for me in terms of prepping to buy a house and move that even reading couldn't settle me down. It was really just like using an adult coloring book and watching TV. And I also had a lot of migraines in May, and when I have migraines, reading is not my go-to because it hurts. So that's where we are at. Then we have my year at a glance pages, or I guess calendar. I feel like the name keeps changing of these. But this kind of shows when I started something, when I finished it, and I have not finished The Forest of Vanishing Stars. If I could have gotten myself to finish it, then it would have been 5 books. It's a book that came recommended to me and I like it, but I'm like 40% through, and it's actually not the book that I started today. Sometimes when I find myself in a rut with a book, like kind of stuck, then it's time to switch to something else and go back to it, which is what I will do soon. So let's take a look at May. These were the 4 books. I never get to print my book covers so big, but these were the 4 books I read. I print these book covers using Canva, and I print them onto sticker paper. I will have everything I use in the description of this video, as always, in addition to a video from July or August, I think, of last year, where I share with you a tutorial as to how I print the book covers. So my favorite book was Ward D by Frida McFadden. Of the books I read, this is not a surprise because I love Frida McFadden. I read it the day it came out. I think it was a one-day book. Let's see. Yep, that was a one-day book. And the memorable quote from the book, "A mental health diagnosis is not a death sentence." And I read 1,402 pages. I used these stickers from Planner Kate to kind of map out, my reading and track it. I wish I had finished this month, but I just didn't get there. My goal was 6 books. I read 4.5 really, but it's okay. I'm not going to be like, wow, I only read 4 books in the month. That was a fail. It's fine. Then let's continue. I haven't been keeping up with a lot of these little pages like I did last year. So up next we have my Reading 100 Books tracker. This is from my Etsy shop, and we are getting closer to halfway through. I think I have 42 books for the year, so we're getting there. That's just a second one. This is my A to Z reading challenge. I don't believe that that's been updated, like anything from this month. Let's see. D, W, no, S, and F. No updates here. I'll have to make more of an effort to get these letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. Not bad for not even halfway through the year. And then we have my Reading 100 Books, 42. I was hopeful that by the end of June I would be at 50. I don't think that's going to be the case given that I am moving in a couple of weeks. So I'll have to step it up throughout the rest of the year if I want to reach 100. Up next we have, I don't think that we're going to have to do these together. I need my outliner. Luckily it is not packed yet. So we have these book review pages. This is also a printable in my Etsy shop. Last year I hand did them all, and while I really enjoyed that, I've just had less time this year. So I got this updated and I just print them out double-sided and punch and cut. I have to do this, the next one, because when I finish my next book, I'm not going to have one. So I'm going to keep this open after I film so that I remember to do that. All right, we have Spare by Prince Harry. I am giving Spare a 3. It was okay. For anyone who has read Spare, you will know that most of the book really thoroughly details his experience in the army. And while I'm not going to say that he shouldn't have included that in the book, it was long. It dragged on. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 3. It wasn't a seamless read. It didn't flow nicely. And not nicely. He's not a bad writer, or whoever wrote the book. I'm sure he had a part in it. He actually is quite educated, so he could have written the book. Anyway, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. So it wasn't one that like I couldn't wait to read it or finish. It was one that I just wanted to finish just to get it finished. And I also waited for like 7 months from my library app to have it become available. So I was just ready to get it checked off. Okay. 5 Feet Apart is more of a young adult fiction book. It's really similar to, what was the book about the 2 kids with cancer? I'm gonna have to look this up. This is gonna bother me. And then they ended up making a movie about it. Book about, I'm Googling this while we're here. Sometimes that's just how a video goes. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Very similar to The Fault in Our Stars, but really enjoyable. That was a, 1 to 2 or 2 day book. And then we have Ward D by Frida McFadden. This book was so good. It is about a doctor or someone training to be a doctor. I think she may be an intern or a resident who has to be in the psych ward overnight as part of her training, and then what happens next. And it was just really good. I could not put it down, which is why it was a 1-day book. And I'm pretty sure May 8th was a weekday. So for me, a 1-day book on a weekday means that like I either started, it was a Monday, I started in the morning and then I read on my lunch break and I read after work, or maybe I started on my lunch break like I did one today, and then I just read it until like 8 o'clock at night. Although a 342-page book is probably going to take me about 4 hours to read. So I do read them all on my Kindle. I don't do audiobooks, but they definitely take a chunk of time when it's something like that. And then we have Daisy Darker, which is also really good. It's probably my second favorite of the only 4 that I read. This is by Alice Feeney, who I read another book by her this year. Of course, I can't remember what it was, unless it was last year that I read it. But Daisy Darker was a recommendation from a follower, I believe. Oh, Alice, Rock, Paper, Scissors, which is funny because Rock, Paper, Scissors took me a while to get through. I started it in January and didn't pick it back up again until April. Daisy Darker I liked a lot better. This is about a girl named Daisy Darker who goes to her grandmother's house to celebrate her grandmother's birthday. And people start dying. And then it goes from there. And the quote is, "People hold on tighter when they think they are losing their grip." Ward D, the same quote as earlier in the planner, "A mental health diagnosis is not a death sentence." And 5 Feet Apart, "If I'm going to die, I'd like to actually live first." Now that I'm remembering that Daisy Darker was a follower recommendation, oh, I guess I did mark that off. I just want to see if there's anything else here that I can look. I haven't looked at my book bingo in a while, so I may have to get this updated. I knew that this was going to be a short video today because I just didn't read that much, so I didn't have a ton to recap. This planner is a Happy Planner. It's a Happy Plans and Notes, which is an Amazon exclusive. It is probably my favorite product that Happy Planner has ever come out with because I find it so customizable and I just really love it, and I think it's perfect for a reading journal. This is the 2nd year that I am using it. So with that, that's a wrap. I am filming this after work, which I don't often do, but I said to myself, if I just film this video and I can pick up my Kindle and I can continue reading Drowning, which is the book that I started on my lunch break. So I'm gonna upload this video. I'm gonna get to reading. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check out Jess's channel and tell her that I sent you, and I will see you next time.